Well, this is a special day for me. This is October 16th, 2017. Exactly 3 years ago, I purchased my first ukulele and started playing the instrument. So it's been 3 years for me. It's been a great 3 years. A lot of instruments in that time, just trying to figure out, like everybody else, what I like, what feels good, what plays good, you know, going through different brands and songs and all of that, so genres. So here I am today with a new to me instrument, another baritone. Actually, probably since those 3 years have gone by, as I've listened to different ukuleles and I've looked on the ukulele site, I've always thought that this particular Kala line had a great tone to it. This is the cedar top, solid cedar top, laminated acacia back and sides. And every time I would go through the videos and it would get to this, no matter what size it was, it could be a soprano or a concert or a tenor or a baritone, they always sounded fantastic. This particular combination and whatever Kala's doing bracing wise or whatever is really, really nice. So I was on Ukulele Underground forum, saw this for sale, saw they had a Missy pickup in it, and it was in new condition, barely played, had a nice case, and I thought, you know what, I think that might be something that I could use because all my baritones are gone except for my solid mahogany Kala. So I wanted to get another baritone to tune G, C, E, A with a low G and leave the other one D, G, B, E. So here we are. I'm going to take a quick look at it and play a few chords for you, but this is really a beautiful ukulele. Kala hit it out of the park. Right now, I was just thinking about it before I started recording. I own three right now ukuleles. I've probably owned as many as 10 or more at once. They're all Kalas. One Kala tenor with a solid spruce and a solid oval call, solid mahogany baritone, and this one. Kala just makes a really good ukulele. I like them. They sound good. It's a great company to work with. So let's take a look at this. This is a solid cedar top, and it's got the paduk binding. So you can see it's a beautiful top. You can see the rosette's paduk, and you can also see that it has this red binding around it, which is also the paduk along with the acacia back and sides. Look at that back. I mean, that back is beautiful. Mahogany neck. And then, of course, got to have those Grover tuner slotted headstock. Lacquer everywhere. It's all lacquered, including the neck. Important. People rarely show this. I don't know if you can see that. Side dots. You know, when I'm buying a ukulele, if it doesn't have side dots, I'm not buying it. So we went through that with a caramel. You might remember that. You can look at that. But I modified them and added them. But I prefer they come with them. And it has and I think it's pronounced Missy, M-I-S-I. It might be Misai. This is the pickup that you plug into the wall. It has a little charger. Plug it in here. Plug it in the wall. And 60 seconds later, you have 16 hours of charge. Sounds really, really good. So it's like a Misai or a Missy preamp. And then I believe it's a Fishman pickup. I've read that somewhere. But whatever it may be, it sounds really, really good. Really nice pinstriping along the top, along the head plate there. I don't know if you can see that. It's just a beautiful, beautiful instrument. Exactly what I was hoping for. Rosewood bridge and fingerboard, and really, really nice. I believe these come in all sizes, and they all sound great when I've heard them. It's a KA-ABP as in Paul, C, T as in Tom, G as in Gary. Really, really nice. And you can get these from Ukulele Republic, Mem, Ukulele Site. And you're going to find that they sound great. I usually recommend, or Elderly also carries them. The only thing I did was I put a strap pin on here on the heel. I've tried to use the strap around by the nut with a leather or whatever. It's just not comfortable for me. So all my instruments, guitars or ukuleles have them on the heel. It's just a lot more comfortable. This is tuned, as I said, G, C, E, A. There's your strings. I buy these from Uke Republic all the time. They get them to me fairly quickly, $15 or so, 17 something with shipping. And the reason I did this is Gerald Ross looking at some stuff he's doing. I've seen him at Allegheny Uke Soiree, and Glenn Rose, jazzyukulele.com. What Glenn does is he uses a baritone like this just to show, so it's easier for people to see what he's doing with his fingers. But for some of the chords, this works pretty good for me. So I'm playing with this in my other column, my tenor. And kind of delving into a little bit of uke, jazz, and blues. You get to that point, I think, when you're playing where the bar chords, I think that's probably the biggest struggle for musicians when they start playing any instrument that's stringed, that uses bar chords like a guitar or a ukulele, that's the hump. Not only learning how to play them, but when they become second nature. Where if you're playing a C and you go to the C here, you can do it just as quickly. That takes time, and it takes a lot of practice. So when you get to that point, then your whole fingerboard opens up, and along with some open chords, diminished chords, you can delve into pretty much any kind of genre of music that you really like. I've always liked the sound of jazz. Honestly, I've always been a little bit afraid of it because I realized that there's a ton of chords, and they're not easy chords. As you play longer, they become easier. Blues, I've played blues off and on anyway with guitar and uke. So here's what it sounds like open. There's your low G. Glenn Rose says use a low G. Gerald Ross says use a high G, so you do whatever you feel comfortable with. I like the low G. I feel like it makes it sound fuller as an instrument. Now, this video will be on YouTube. It'll also be on my Vic's Ukulele blog site, as well as I have a baritone channel now on Vimeo. I had one guy that commented on YouTube. I mean, it was almost as if I had blasphemed because I tuned a baritone G, C, E, A with a low G. He had a fit. I deleted his comment right away because I thought, you know what, negative comments are okay as long as they're not over the top. It was over the top. Look, if you want to tune everything as it's supposed to be, great. I don't do that. One thing I learned years ago when I started playing music, over 50 years ago, there are no rules. Break the rules. And if you don't believe that, go on Ukulele Underground. You got people that are playing sopranos, D, G, B, E. So, come on, man. Get a life, would you? I mean, if I want to play it this way, I will. If you don't, I don't care. But don't get on my case because I do. Okay? Okay, so just a little chord progression here. So very simple chords going from the open C to the C bar chord. This is a diminished chord here, D minor 7th. This is a G 7th. Much different. A 7th. One thing that I learned just real quick is when I was playing my E 7th, I always played it like this. Index, middle, ring. But it becomes a movable chord if I play it with my middle ring and pinky. You see that? And move it up one and add my index finger. Now it becomes an F7th, F sharp, and G, G sharp, A, and we go all the way up. That took me a little time to master. It's all this, the playing the uke and the guitar, much of it is muscle memory. Just teaching your hand what to do. So I was used to playing it this way. I started doing this, felt like a retard basically, and I just basically had to go back and forth. I had to start doing it like, go the old way, now the new way. So I just started playing it. Every time I saw an E7th, I played it like this. Then I could slide it up, add that. So, basic. So, a new to me baritone, solid cedar top, laminated acacia back and sides. A beautiful instrument from Kala. Highly recommend it. Love it. Got it off the uke forum from another member where I also got my Kala solid mahogany. I actually traded a guy a concert Kala for that, and I love them both. Thank you guys. You were a blessing, both of you, to work with, as has always been the case with members of Ukulele Forum. Ukulele Underground. So check out Ukulele Underground if you're not a member, and if you've never played a Kala, I suggest you check them out. All right. I think the next video I'm going to do is I'm going to do a video with this and my other baritone tuned DGBE. Many times when people want to go one to the other, people talk about the different chord shapes and how they're the same chord shape, but a different name. Well, there's some truth to that. This is a G, but when it's tuned DGBE, it's a D. Not only is it the same shape, but there's a different sound, and I want to compare the sound between the two. Again, this is a low G. So that'll be the next video, just two baritones. This is what you're going to hear if you do that. If you adapt that way and you play the same chord shape going from a regular tenor to a baritone, it's going to be a little bit different. Sounds awesome, but it's a little different. Okay, hope you enjoyed this. Check this out. Check out my channel. I'll put all the links down on the bottom there. And I will see you soon. God bless. Bye.